We got Jaguar right in the flesh digitally. Piers Morgan Uncensored show. Now, this is a big deal right here. Now, why is this such a big deal? Because Piers Morgan respectfully has a very large platform. Like, this video was posted 4 hours ago and it already has 336,000 views. So we already know this video right here is definitely going to reach 1 million and most likely hit multiple millions. Piers Morgan has interviewed Andrew Tate, Jordan Peterson, and a lot of other. Kanye West has been on his show before. So this right here is pretty big just for the fact that Jaguar Wright has made it to a platform where, you know, she says things that definitely don't go along with the agenda of mainstream media when it comes to these celebrities. And I already know she's still gonna talk her shit. She's still gonna tell the truth, and she just looks prepared. I mean, look at her. She got some fat earrings on with the shade. She looks locked in. So let's hear what Jaguar Wright has to say in this video right here. You know how they have like the time stamps on YouTube. So it seems off like the first segment. She's saying that Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters.
I'm going to start with you. You've been called a whistleblower. You knew Sean Diddy Combs for a long time. You attended a number of his infamous parties. And in 2022, you made headlines after comments where you called him a sex trafficker. And in response, you were called crazy and jealous.
In 2022.
Do you feel vindicated by the events of the last few weeks?
No, not at all. Because he's just the beginning. Until him and his cohorts are all held to account publicly and legally, the victims, they're not safe.
How bad was it?
That's what I care about. I care about the victims.
No, I understand. How bad was it, do you think, what was going on?
I'm going to tell you right now that me, as a woman who has been in the industry for over 30 years, I've been performing live since I was 13. My first handler was McKinley Horton. I come to find out 25 years later that a scar that was on his face with a very elaborate story he gave me was put there by a woman who he assaulted. To live through these things and hear your elders in the business, people like Patti LaBelle say, just avoid him, honey. And being taught to be just avoid him, honey. It's not good enough. Not when you live through these things, you're still suffering the PTSD created by all of this, and you're talking to a victim that's 20 years younger than you, and she's telling you the exact same thing that happened to you. So you want to know why there's no vindication for me? Because for 4 years, I've been screaming, not just Diddy, but Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters. And the victim-making machine kept going on.
Jay-Z has been notable by his silence since these charges were brought against Diddy. Why do you think that is?
Because that's what he does. He starts little fires everywhere, forces everyone involved to go and carry water while he sneaks away without a response. That changes now, Sean. You must respond.
Oh, man. If Jaguar Wright saying it changes now, that means it changes now. That means it changes now. I already know all the folks up in their 50s, you know, 40s and 50s that grew up listening to Jay-Z and Diddy. You know, they were the most influential figures during that time when it came to the hip-hop industry. I know they just in shocked, thinking about how they real life booty clappers. Let's continue.
No choice. Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Robert Kelly, Sean Combs have one person in common, professionally and privately. Sean Carter. This has been a fist of tyranny that has been punching through. our culture and our society for decades. It must stop.
There's been obviously a lot of
Cruelty-free artistry.
Right. There's been a lot of rumor mill about what has happened in the rap world. A lot of allegations that the misogyny in the lyrics clearly was based on a general misogyny towards women away from the music. And that clearly seems to have been borne out by these charges against Diddy, which if he's found guilty of all this, he's never coming out of prison. How dangerous do you think?
Thank God.
How dangerous do you think he is as a person?
I think he's one of the most dangerous people I've ever met. A lot of people have been questioning, well, she doesn't really know him. She has no knowledge of him. She doesn't have a picture with him. I'm smarter than Claudia Jordan. I would never take a picture with the devil. Everyone knew he was the devil. He's been the devil for 30 years. He's been covered and protected by not only Clive Davis, but Lucian Grange. He was selected to be the demon that he is, to keep the culture in line so the industry could continue to rape it for all of its precious jewels. We have too many lost. The list of lost is ridiculous. And everyone knows Diddy was selected for this job.
Nah, because Jaguar Wright is really spitting crazy right now. She's really breaking it down to a new group of people that have like never really looked into Diddy and what he's been doing. She broke it down to the point with Clive Davis and Lucian Grange, where they're actually the owners of the label. Those are the individuals that are really evil. Those are the people that taught Diddy how to manipulate, how to control, how to abuse, how to psychologically damage people so they feel as if they need him, so he can get away with the things that he's been getting away with for so long.
He's the Judas.
The Judas.
Do you think that if he's cornered in the way that he's been now, that he may start revealing things about other people?
He has no choice. His ego and his drug addiction won't allow him to do anything different. Anybody who thinks he's not going to talk is crazy. The simple fact that he's not saying more now only means that the people who have been protecting him all along, who put him in position to be such a horror to the black community, still find value in him. He's got everybody on tape. They all know it. It's a mess.
For those who were never at these freak-off parties, what were they like?
See, this is the thing. Everything that I'm about to say to you is not my firsthand knowledge. It is my firsthand witness account experience. I was a sex worker. I was a dominatrix before I got my record deal. That's how I know how the dark world and the sex world and the entertainment world run hand in hand. That's why the movie Blink Twice is so important.
Nah, it is.
Salute to Zoe Kravitz.
I'm not gonna lie. I watched the movie, and if Jaguar Wright explained that she was a part of that world, and she's validifying that movie, that makes that movie right there that much more credible on what goes on. And it is absolutely, it's triggering. I'm not gonna lie, it is triggering, but like I said, it's the world we live in. Jaguar Wright's official. She over here holding a lighter on freaking. Gotta love it.
World run hand in hand. That's why the movie Blink Twice is so important. Salute to Zoe Kravitz. The sex workers that I have worked with throughout the years and continue to work with even to this day have worn hidden cameras. I have my own tapes. I've seen what they do. The ritualistic behaviors, the drugging, putting girls in the suitcases, dumping them in alleyways. It's horrifying. And it's all done under the protection of, this is going to be paid off. There's another NDA. This is going to be, it's terrible.
Nah, suitcase though? I would have never thought about that. A damn suitcase? Y'all out here stuffing girls in suitcase? Oh my gosh. But I'm not gonna lie, Jaguar, if you over here lacing these other workers with the hidden cameras to actually catch the people that are, you know, on the other end, doing what they do, trafficking and all that, you on some real G.I. Joe shit, I'm not gonna lie. She out here like really like combating the evil, for real.
It seems to have been something that a lot of people knew about, but people were simply too scared to talk about.
Everyone knows. And every person that's sitting there trying to act surprised knows very well. The whole point of this, like Cat Williams said when he sat with Shay Shay earlier this year, the whole point of this is for them in a coordinated effort to pretend like none of it is real for the public's perception. But everyone knows what's going on, and it's been going on for years. It's been going on before Diddy. See, people keep looking at him like he's the Sputnik that came out of nowhere. This is someone who was designed to be what he is. We got to stop making Diddies. And if we're going to do that, then we got to go back. We got to go back to even further the mentors of these people. Because Diddy was taught how to do what he does systematically, and Clive Davis has been his greatest teacher.
Look, Clive Davis is not here to respond to that, nor is Jay-Z. But a lot of people, famous people in the music industry, have been notable, like I say, by their silence so far. It's also been notable that since the Me Too campaign began in 2017, the music industry has largely avoided the same scrutiny that other industries have had. Why do you think that is?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Since Me Too began in 2017, the music industry has largely avoided the same kind of scrutiny that other industries have had. Why do you think that is?
Well, because the Me Too movement was a ruse. It was a setup. It was a scam. I'm saying that now, publicly. Dream Hampton spearheaded the Surviving R. Kelly campaign, which fueled the Me Too campaign. And that was all funded by Sean Carter to make sure that Robert Kelly went to jail. Get his lick back. Why is nobody understanding that Dream Hampton was being financed and ran by Sean Carter? They were able to go and get all of these witnesses because he was there with Robert Kelly. How does Jay-Z sit down with Gayle King and she not ask him one question about the intersection between him and Aaliyah and Robert Kelly? This is insane that people keep refusing to see what's right there. If the Me Too movement were real, why aren't they speaking now? They've also been very quiet in this time of the diddler's downfall.
Jaguar,
guess they're on vacation.
If this goes to court, Jaguar, do you think the world is going to be shocked by what comes out?
Oh, absolutely. I just don't know why they are. It's been happening in front of everyone's faces for decades. For decades.
How many victims?
What's the difference between me and Judy Garland? Social media.
How many victims?
There was none for her.
How many victims potentially do you think there could be?
Thousands. Thousands.
Damn.
I've talked to hundreds that I deal with still myself. I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well.
Oh, now we get into the source. Now we get into the sauce. Now we get into the sauce. Now we get into the sauce. Uh-oh. Jay-Z and Beyonce. They're up next. They're up next. It's insane to me how everyone praises. It's insane to me how everyone praises them. How can you praise another human being when God is the only individual worthy of praise? Bro. But yeah, they're up next. Hopefully that shifts people's mentality and perception of giving someone praise. To actually find the real being to give praise to, which is God.
Has done to them, but his wife as well. Has done to them, who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim Porter?
Keeping people against their will.
And Beyonce is just straight up known as a witch. People in the industry understand that. Other witches understand that she is a witch. If you don't understand a witch goes directly against what God wants. The way a witch is God's enemy at the end of the day. It's the wicked.
Putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane. Unconscious. There's a lot of things that people don't want to talk about, Pierce.
Listen, like I said, Jay-Z and Beyonce are not here, unfortunately, to respond to that.
I know. I'm just being honest with you.
No, you're perfectly entitled to your views, obviously. Kim Porter,
yes.
A new book claims that Diddy may have been involved in her early death. What do you think of that?
I think people should really look into that more. I am friends with Albie Shore. I love him. I love his children. I knew Kim. We used to all hang out together at the Kit Kat Club back in the mid-90s when Diddy was first starting his reign. I watched that whole thing happen. And everything that Albert has been through, every attempt on his life that has been ignored by the authorities, it all leads back to Diddy. And everyone knows it. The wiretapping of the phones, putting air tag on children during visits. These are normal practices that these people do.
Jaguar, I've got to leave it there. I really appreciate you joining me. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. And thank you for caring.
I do care. Thank you very much. Well, I'm joined now by the host of Vlad TV, DJ Vlad.
I'm not gonna lie, Jaguar did her thing. Per usual, though. Per usual. She out here talking her stuff. She said that she has 3 direct victims and witnesses as to what Jay-Z and Beyonce, did to them. Which is not, for me, it's not surprising. I don't think, this is stuff I've been also talking about since freaking 2023, 2022. Like, photos like this reveals a lot about a person's belief system. This is Jay-Z right here, having some type of moment with a very well-known witch, which goes by Marina Abramovich. That's her name. Look at her. Completely sinister, looking like she's straight out of a horror movie. When you see stuff like this, you genuinely have to question, why in the world would someone believe that Jay-Z actually worships the true and living God? I mean, this photo right here would definitely represent that he worships and works for the devil. Period. Now, if you think about this, if you know how a marriage is handled, most of the time, if someone marries another individual, they definitely have very, very similar and close belief systems. That's just the fact of the matter. I think that's why most people would be together for such a long amount of time. And then we have Beyonce right here, who dresses as, which is called an Ifa, if I'm not mistaken, which is some sort of goddess, false god. All has to do with witchcraft and the whole 9 yards. But I mean, after seeing these two photos right here, I mean, everything about them is like, you definitely can't lean more towards the side as if they're just righteous individuals, or as if they're even trying to live a more righteous lifestyle. So when Jaguar Wright is making claims like that, claiming that she has 3 witnesses and these witnesses have, these victims / witnesses have went through a lot of things with Jay-Z and Beyonce, you have to think about these photos. It is like, this is just something you have to think about. It's the only thing that pops into my mind. But hey guys, comment down below your thoughts about this entire situation right here, because I do read your comments and I enjoy reading your comments. So definitely just know that if you comment, I am seeing it. Smash the like button, subscribe since you watched to this point of the video, and turn on post notifications so you can catch when I drop another video just for you. Peace. I love you.